Hello everyone, and this is a video that I should have done 6 months ago. But hey, I could have done it within the intervening 6 months. There is no, the time is now, the time is right for videos like this. If you don't call out people like Atheism-Is-Unstoppable, which is what this video is about, obviously, then they will continue to do what they will always do, and that is dox, harass and bully people, and will somehow get these little people who seem to be everywhere saying that, they do good things as well. This is just rumours, this is perceived doxing. They get things right. These people need to be shown exactly how bad people like Atheism-Unstoppable actually are. So people, you will be wondering, why exactly is people like Naked Ape and myself making these videos? Well, I'm going to give you a brief background story to this before we actually get into the meat of this rant itself. Now, it all started kind of when Atheism-Is-Unstoppable and TJ, the Amazing Atheist, started getting a little bit nicer towards each other. I still wouldn't say they're friends, but they're certainly tolerant of each other, very tolerant. And this culminated into them basically making a video together. Although it was mainly TJ's thing, it was questions from white people to social justice warriors. And for some reason, despite the fact that they had this hatred for each other for quite a while, and despite the fact that he doxed TJ's friend, the Creation's cat, he's on this video asking his questions. TJ's basically giving him this platform. A doxer, a platform. This is basically giving him legitimacy and indirectly, hell, even directly, if you were to agree with Naked Ape more than me, an enabling of him to dox people, because now he's one of us, he's integrated, when we know that's not really the case. Then after that, he was included in the Sargon of Akkad video about Black Lives Matters. In fact, it was so much so that he was put at the end of the video with a clip of him rolling through Sargon's usual end credits sequence, and even had a channel link down below. TJ also had a channel link to the Atheism-Is-Unstoppable, as the other YouTubers that he used in that video. Sargon was there. And then, recently, he got doxed, as in Atheism-Is-Unstoppable, not Sargon, got doxed. And not only did he get doxed, he also got hacked. Now this, for a lot of us, was karma. It was coming around to biting him in the ass, and we didn't have any sympathy for him, to be honest. Maybe for his family, because they didn't deserve this. If it was one person who deserved it, it was him, not his parents or siblings or next of kin. We all know how it works, people. And this caused him and the Flying Monkeys, who are his fan base, that's their nickname, I know, they went around searching for the person who's doing the doxing and the hacking, and as far as I know, they haven't found the person. They've not found anyone remotely linked to it, but they will make links to people regardless. For example, they attacked my friend Cognitive Thought and fellow Mancunian just because he shared a video and even mirrored a video about the doxing. Not actually the doxer himself, because the guy who made that video didn't do it, but they think he did it because he made a video about it. It's confusing, they're idiots, people. But this is part of the impetus as to why me, Naked Ape, and loads of others, for a second time now, I've had to make videos exposing this guy, okay? So as you can see, it's a pretty personal thing for me, and I'm sure it's a personal thing for Naked Ape to see basically the top echelons of our community are basically giving this guy a free ride, making him legitimate, basically not even criticising him, not even saying we're working with him, but we acknowledge that he's done these scummy things. At least if they acknowledge that he did these things, I might be okay with it, but they're still lending legitimacy to someone who basically advocates doxing.
Intimidation and bullying? You're the one doing hate videos on me. You're the one calling me names. And me no likey. Me no likey those names. And me gonna react to those names. Me said Jar Jar Binks. Okay, I will react. And you know what my reaction is? Is fuck you, you snot-nosed little bitch. Fuck you, fuck your mother, and fuck your father. Your name is Hey, 14-year-old. Your name is So this is not a laughing matter, and
I have a lot of hacker friends.
Your nickname is You have just been true doxed. Because this is not the year of the ox, it's the year of the dox.
Yes, in that clip, he advocates it, and he also basically doxes someone's name. He sends it out there to people who can actually dox him. But the thing is, here's the thing that people keep saying about that, and I want to get into. People say, oh, it's just a name. You can find it. You can Google search it. Well, the thing is, these are anonymous people that Atheism-Is-Unstoppable is exposing to the wider internet, full of scumbags and villainy. Yet how did he get these names in the first place? This is what I want to know. If he's not doxing people, how is he getting their names? Therefore, he must be doxing them in order to get these names and then to spread them across the internet. He might not actually be showing their addresses, but he's certainly giving people the means to do so, and he knows damn well that some of his fans will be doing this. In fact, he probably orders them to do so. If he orders them to go and harass people on their YouTube channels simply for disagreeing with him, chances are, if he's going to say things like he did in that clip, he's going to do things like that. So that's a question I want to give you supporters to Atheism-Is-Unstoppable. How does he get these names if it's not doxing then? Because you can't just Google search an anonymous person's name, as in their tag, their username, and find their real name. You've actually got to do quite a little bit of searching in order to actually find the person. Unless, of course, they have their name in the open and they're kind of running the risk anyway, aren't they? But that's a question I want to give you, and you need to answer me about that, because you haven't been putting any good arguments for him, other than, oh, he gets things right. Well, he doesn't get things right all the time, does he? That's just irrelevant anyway. Now, the most saddening thing and the most disappointing thing in this is that the likes of TJ, Chris Reagan, Sargon of Akkad, and a few others are giving him legitimacy, like I mentioned before, and they are not acknowledging what he did. They're not even trying to say, yes, we know he did these things. Instead of saying, oh, he may have done these things, he could have done these things. I didn't know he did these things. But he makes good material, he makes good content, he's one of us, he's with us in the fight. And to me, this just seems like they're trying to say that basically he's like the Soviet Russia and we're like America and Britain during World War II. And you see, unlike that, where the Soviet Union actually was useful and a very good ally in the fact that they took the brunt of the fighting in the Eastern Front, put forth loads of men and women and materials and tanks and shit against the Germans, and sucked up all the pressure to the point that the Western allies had an easier time. And then, of course, they captured Berlin. Atheism-Is-Unstoppable is nothing like that. One, he's pretty useless. He doesn't really do anything of note in regards to anti-feminism. He does make those types of videos. He does make anti-social justice videos, but he doesn't really do anything that actually pushes things. He doesn't really do anything of note. And he's far more likely to hurt us than he is them. Because so far, I've not seen him, and I don't want this to happen to them, but I don't see him doing this type of behaviour to social justice warriors, only to us, to people who he's supposed to be ideologically allied with, so to speak. So, if anything, he's useless. He causes more harm than he actually causes benefit. And why are these people defending him? Why are these people making excuses for him? Why are they even being silent? Why are they doing this? And this is another thing that I need to talk about, and it kind of goes into conjecture, so this is just my opinion. You can take it either way. I don't know if it's the truth or not. I am just speculating and conjecturing, okay, people? The rest was all true. Now, one of the things that I've been thinking of is that these people think that he's a means to an end, he's a useful ally, he's a necessary evil in this culture war, so to speak. And with that, I say bullshit. No, he is not a necessary evil. He doesn't have to be a necessary evil. Why is he a necessary evil? The guy causes more harm to us. In fact, he causes most of his damage to us. He attacks us. He harms people on our side and not theirs. All he does is just debate. Well, he doesn't even debate people. He just makes his videos about those people, and that's about it. That's all he does. The actual damage is done to us, and it's done the unethical, barbarous way of doxing, bullying, and harassing. So how is he a means to an end? How is he necessary? The guy's causing more damage to us. The SJWs and the feminists can look at him and think, this is great propaganda. Because now we can't talk about their doxers and their harassers and their bullies. Because we've got one that that a lot of people, big people, are refusing to call out. Why, I don't know, but this is the whole point of this little bit, isn't it? Another reason I've thought about is maybe they're scared. I don't know what they're scared of. Is it doxing, the harassing? Is he basically compiling a lot of dirt on these people? Are they scared that what happened to Creationist Cat will happen to them, even though we know who these people are, although not necessarily where they live? Is this a fair thing? Are they just working with him because they want to humour him? Are they worried that maybe if he melts down like he does every now and then, that he will go after them? Because he will. If he sees any slight on Twitter or anything by them. That could be a reasonable point. But then it doesn't explain the excuses. And Chris Raygun did a video recently. I'll show you a clip that basically, for me, summarises this excuse waving. You know, the people who basically think, oh, he's fine, look, he's good. He may have a bad reputation, but we don't know if he really did it. And this is this bit in his video here.
I talked to one person who gave me a bunch of information about it, who hates Atheism-Is-Unstoppable, and then I talked to somebody else who's really good friends with Atheism-Is-Unstoppable, who gave me just as equivalent data to prove the opposite point. So right now, everything's a fucking clusterfuck.
As you can see, he claims that he has like loads of evidence for both sides, but there's only one side that has evidence. And we have evidence of him advocating doxing, advocating bullying and advocating harassment. It's all there. For the first time 6 months ago, we all documented it. So that's the evidence. But then he has evidence for people saying that he's a good guy. What evidence? That he makes videos against social justice warriors and loads of different ideologues. That doesn't show that he's a good person. That doesn't show that he's a necessary evil. And stop making the excuses. You know what he's like. And then there's people like Sargon and lesser extent Chris Raygun and all the others who are being very silent or saying that, oh, we didn't know he was doxing. How did you not know that he had this reputation if you knew who he was? People with bad reputations who are well known by people tend to have their reputations known by said people. You always find out. These things stick to you like glue. I find it hard to believe that Sargon didn't know. Because I've seen people like Edgy Sphinx on Twitter saying, oh, Sargon didn't know, but TJ knew. Yes, TJ did know. Creationist Cat was on bloody the Drunken Peasants as himself, basically talking about how he was doxed. That is inexcusable. What isn't excusable is Sargon, to me anyway, basically lying to us, saying, oh, I didn't know, I had no idea. Of course you knew. How can you not know? He's a massive, well, compared to me, a massive YouTuber with a bad reputation and known for hissy fits, doxing and bullying. How do you not know that? That sticks. It's a reputation. But anyway, people, we must move on to the next bit, which is people basically don't care. They don't give a shit. They know he does these things, but they just don't care. It's kind of linked to the means to the end thing, but also maybe they just want those dollar bills a little bit. I mean, that's okay. You can make videos and make money off of them. I've never said people can't do that. But maybe that is a thing. Maybe this guy gives them exposure and vice versa. Because collaborations are the best way to gain subs. And it's a mutual beneficial thing for all of them. And I wouldn't have minded that if he wasn't such a horrible person. If he hadn't done such horrible things. If it was, say, Creationist Cat, who hasn't done any of these things, and it was him instead of, say, the Atheism-Is-Unstoppable, that would be fine. That would be absolutely fine. It would be ethical. The only reason why this is unethical is because of the person they are collaborating with and giving exposure to. If Atheism-Is-Unstoppable hadn't done these things, we would not be complaining, and we wouldn't be using a little bit of the money argument. But again, I don't think it's the money. I don't think most of these people are in it for the money at all. There are some people, yes, but who are they? I don't know. And I don't like using that argument. I think that's probably the lowest of the reasons in my opinion, although some people like Vindicator would disagree. Now, Chris Raygun actually, funnily enough, mentioned a clip that Naked Ape also showed, which Naked Ape suggested that maybe it was him telling his honest opinion, well, Chris Reagan thought, oh, he's just in character. He does this character, an arsehole character, and that basically he's joking about doxing people because of this reputation that he has. And well, if anyone's actually seen that stream that he did with that person, they go through how they dox people, how they can dox people, how they want to dox people. Remember, this is a guy who has actually advocated it. He has done it. He's not joking. He might be being a little bit humorous in the way he's saying it, but I think he definitely is, and you can't really twist that in any other way. The guy's a sociopath, okay, basically. When he's talking about these things, he's being deadly serious. I can tell you that for a fact.
It's time for me to doc drop people. Fuck them.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not illegal at all. There's nothing wrong with, if the information's there, you can Google it all you fucking like.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I love how mad they get. No. And anonymity. It's about anonymity. Why do you have to know my name? My argument should stand on its own, sir. I should remain behind my mask, hidden and safe. Okay, yeah, do that. The second you cross me, the second you have an ill word, the second you hit the dislike button, I will find your name with my new MIT Harvard hacking genius friend. And I will reveal it to the world, your name.
This whole drama has really annoyed me because these people are continuously working with him and giving him legitimacy and giving him exposure and basically exposing other people who may disagree with him to, if it's not the doxing, it's the flying monkeys getting to them and causing trouble and doing what the feminists accuse us of doing. You see, unlike most of us, like Bearing, me, Sargon, hell, even Leafy and Pyro, although they're not anti-feminists, but the same thing has happened to them, where certain sections of their fans go over to downvote videos. We don't tell them to go and downvote videos, we don't tell them to go harass people. He does. Atheism-Is-Unstoppable does do that. And I'm surprised none of them have, on the other side, have even tried to use him yet. I'm shocked. But they haven't, thankfully, but it's going to happen eventually. We know it. If they don't get doxed, they'll just get that. They'll get that treatment. They'll have mass downvoting and the hate, and some people just can't handle that because they probably haven't got the thick skin to deal with the mass amounts of hate. And this is the type of person that we have somehow allowed to get away with, and has somehow gotten even bigger since the last time he was accused of this and people exposed him. And it's about time that these bigger YouTubers actually showed their ethical worth and actually disavow this person. Get rid of him. Stop saying that you don't care. You must care deep down. You can't just be heartless bastards. You can't just not just look the other way because he's an ally. That's double standards. You would be going out there and accusing the SJWs of all the things you're accusing AIU if AIU happened to be an SJW. And you know damn well you would do that. You know damn well you would do that. And that's what annoys me. This hypocrisy. I don't want to attack my own side all the time. I like to disagree with them. I don't want to have to do videos like this because they're being unethical and horrible and allowing this guy to do what he wants. I'm seeing shades of another drama that I had to deal with where we had a doxing enabler. All of you who were there know who I'm talking about, and he gets triggered at the mention of his name. I've lost a lot of respect for these people. I'll probably still watch their videos because it's not quite a teal day loss of respect. Although, if they continue to double down, I may unsub, because as we can see here, although TJ isn't really affected by it, 69 is nothing compared to someone who basically has 1 million subs. Atheism-Is-Unstoppable has lost about 1,000 subs recently, so it is having an effect this time. And I think that this ought to show TJ and the others what happens when the audience notices that you are supporting someone like him. Anyway, people, I could go on. I feel like I've wasted your time enough. So, no shilling today because this is a very serious video. So, I hope you all spread the video. I hope you spread Naked Apes videos and everybody else who has exposed AIU over the months. And let's get this community back on track. So, see you later, people.